Good morning, fourth grade online learners. Welcome to science class, January 28th, 2021. It is Mr. Monzo here, and I have Mr. Casper's class with me. And I borrowed Ellison's study guide. Now, you guys don't have this at home, but we have it here, and she was nice enough to use a pink pen to do this.
See it.
Oh, so you can see it. All right. So, how can you classify any sample of matter? And Ellison tells us by physical and chemical properties. I know, I helped a little bit with this, but Ellison's pretty smart little egg also. Yes, sir.
When you said talk a little bit,
All right. List 5 physical properties you might use to describe an object. Color, shape, luster, texture, density. All this stuff can be found in your book or on your study guide. If you have a book, it's on pages E24 to E29. If you have a study guide, it's all there. What is density? How much matter is given? What does the density of a substance determine? Whether it would float or sink in water. Why would you not use plastic to make a frying pan? Plastic would melt because of the heat. Which is interesting, guys, because I have a spatula to flip eggs at home. It's made out of plastic. I don't get why we have that, but it does.
Not like a harder, type of plastic.
Maybe it's a harder type plastic. I can tell you one thing, though, guys. When I'm using that spatula, I don't just leave it on the frying pan and walk away. I think it's okay to flip an egg real quick, but you don't want to keep it there a long time. Okay. Chemical properties are often related to how matter reacts with air, heat, and water. Give 4 examples of chemical properties. The ability to burn, the ability to tarnish, explode, and rust. What must happen for you to be able to observe an object's chemical properties? They can be observed when a change occurs, so there has to be some type of change, like maybe an ice cube melts the water. Okay, so this is your study guide. It is on Google Classroom, and we did hand it out in paper form here at school, but this is what you need to know for the test. Chemical property is matter that can be observed only when matter is changed into a new kind of matter. We just talked about that. Or maybe an egg, that's being fried and changes from a liquid to a solid. Density, matter in a given space or volume in a given space. Physical properties, 2 samples of matter that can be compared by 5 physical properties. Key concepts. A mirror and a dark object will have different luster. So if you have a black piece of construction paper and you have a mirror, one of them is going to be shiny, one isn't. Color and shape are 2 out of 5 physical properties that can describe matter. How an object feels can be described by its texture. So if you feel this paper, it's smooth, but if I would feel that carpeting, it would be rough. That is texture. Chemical properties can be used to classify matter. In a glass, the liquid at the bottom will have the highest density. Okay, so if you're mixing different things like water and oil and maybe corn syrup, whatever's the thickest is going to go to the bottom. In a glass, the liquid in the middle will not have the highest or lowest density. That's why it's in the middle. The ability to burn, rust, explode, or tarnish would describe chemical properties. How we use each type of matter is due to its physical properties. Air, heat, and water can affect chemical properties in matter. Physical properties of matter affect how we use each type of matter. A rock floating does not show a chemical property, and most rocks are not going to float. Ellison, thank you for lending me your stuff. Okay, 4th grade online learners, that was a brief review. If you have your book, you can look over that also, but really your key to doing good on this quiz is practice, look over the study guide, and I would look over your websites also. Now, somebody in the last class said, we only have to do websites 2 days a week. That doesn't mean on the 3rd day you don't do anything. Can somebody tell me what you can do? Daniel, what can you do on the 3rd day? Word search, crossword puzzle, Mosamac, all that stuff's on Google Classroom. I think sometimes people hear what they want to hear. So when I say you only have to do 2 websites a week, right away that's all they hear. What you need to hear is there's still other stuff on Google Classroom that you can do, and you should do. So 3 days a week you have to have something on your journals or you don't get your 3 points. And really, when you do Mosamac, you should tell me a little bit about it. Don't just say, I explored Mosamac. Okay, what did you explore? What did you learn from Mosamac? Who could tell me what they've learned from Mosamac in the past? Ellison.
Whenever I did the earthquakes and volcanoes, I learned that earthquakes and volcanoes are similar.
They're what?
Earthquakes and volcanoes are similar in some ways.
Okay, earthquakes and volcanoes are similar in some ways. So what Ellison could do 1 day a week, if she hasn't already done it, she can say, I explored an enrichment activity from Google Classroom. It is called Mosamac. I learned that earthquakes and volcanoes are similar. And then she may even elaborate on that. Sebastian.
Why did the Mosamac vocabulary?
Okay.
That tectonic plates is a piece of the Earth's crust that moves and interacts with other plates, causing a geologic.
Okay, we get the idea. Sebastian did that, and he learned about tectonic plates. And there's some big words he's having a hard time pronouncing, but Sebastian, did you... Geologic was the word. So did you learn a little bit from that? Good. So you write that. You don't just say, I did Mosamac. What did you do with it? Did you watch the video? Did you learn something about the video? So just expand a little bit. If you're going to skip a journal entry, 3 to 5 sentences, I love the fact that you guys are looking at Mosamac. I love that you're doing a crossword puzzle from Google Classroom or a word search. That's a good variety of things. Just tell me a little bit about it. All right, I've gone on long enough. 4th grade onliners, that's what we're going to call you, onliners, online learners. Keep doing a good job. Say hello to those family members. Keep them moving. Keep them motivated. Get them a cup of coffee. Whatever you have to do to get them off that recliner. You know who you are. Bye-bye.